Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Sam Well, and welcome to another edition of Points in the Paint, brought to you by For Frequency's Sake Podcast Network, where we talk all things NBA basketball. We are currently in the midst of the NBA Finals. Boston Celtics are up 3-1 over the Dallas Mavericks. Game 5 is tonight at 7:30 Central Time, in about a half hour from now. Dallas has another opportunity to close the series out. They got blown out in Game 4 last Friday night. Ended up losing by 38. I believe the final for that game. A second, pull it up. It was a blowout. I know that. At some point, Dallas was up like 42 points or something. It was nuts. Last game, Dallas won 122-84. So does that 38 points? Yeah. It's not still do math. So Dallas beat Boston on Friday by 38 points. One of the most lopsided victories in NBA Finals history. Everybody for Dallas came out to play. Josh Green and Dante Exum brought a lot of energy off the bench. That was evident from the start. Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford were both rebounding and contributing. Tim Hardaway Jr., I guess, hit 5 threes in the quarter. I don't even remember seeing that. That's crazy. Must have been in the third quarter when I kind of turned away. Luka, Kyrie, they both did their thing. Complete performance by Dallas. However, Game 5 is tonight and is in Boston. Be wise to kind of pick Boston, but I'm feeling a little advantageous tonight. So I think I'm going to take Dallas tonight in this game. I had Dallas winning the series originally in 6 games. Obviously, that won't happen. The best thing Dallas can do is force a Game 7 and try to win the series in Game 7. Or I guess the best thing Dallas could do is just continue to keep winning. So the best thing Dallas could do would be to win this game tonight. I originally had them winning in 6 games, so that's not going to happen. But I like the momentum that Dallas is playing with. And for sports, especially in football, when you watch the playoffs, it's a lot about momentum. And I think Game 3, that fourth quarter or second half of Game 3, Dallas was really playing good. They started playing better. They feel like they figured some things out, and they made a comeback. Fortunately, that's the game Luka Doncic fouled out with like 3 minutes left to go. And I remember telling somebody the other day that if Luka had stayed in that game and didn't foul out, I think Dallas could have eked out a victory there. Would have been close. They just needed somebody else to make plays. Kyrie played well down the stretch, but they just needed another piece. And I think that game, Game 3, they could have won. Didn't hang their hats on it. They came out and did their thing in Game 4. And I think that will continue in Game 5. I really think Dallas is playing good. I'm looking at the box score from Game 4, and Luka had 29, Kyrie had 21. Derek Lively had 11. Hardaway Jr. had 15. I don't even remember. I don't think I saw him hit a 3 in that game, but he was 5 for 7. I know he broke a record for most threes in the quarters, and I kept seeing that. But I don't remember him taking a shot, so it must have been the third quarter. Yeah, or maybe the second quarter. But yeah, so Hardaway Jr. had 15. Lively had 11. Dante Exum had 10. I saw Exum hit a couple threes. But looking at the box score, like PJ Washington only had 6. Derrick Jones Jr. had 5. Daniel Gafford had 7. Markieff Morris had 3. And crunch and bench garbage time minutes, as you say, when the game's already decided at hand. Max Kleber had 5. Josh Green had 3. I think I saw him hit that 1-3 or jumps or and 1. I'm sorry. Dante Exum, I said at 10. I saw him play well. AJ Lawson at 2 and Tardy at 5, and that's probably in garbage time as well. But yeah, I mean, Kyrie and Luka were able to get to the rim, and that was big. It was really just a tale of 2 different teams and 2 different styles. Boston's really relied on the 3-point shot. They took 41 threes in Game 4, 14 to 41, shot 34%. Dallas was 15 to 37. They made one more three. They took less. They took four less, and Dallas shot 41% from three. But Dallas is getting a lot of points in the paint, and that's typical of Dallas. Like I always say, Boston, they really like to rely on their 3-point shooting. So when that 3-point shot's not falling, they are vulnerable. Porzingis is expected to play tonight. He's got a pretty serious injury, like a tear in some muscle that's in his calf. I can't remember what the muscle's called. But he's going to try to gut it out tonight. I wouldn't risk it, but I know this series is important for them because that injury can definitely lead to more. That leg just hasn't been right all postseason since he got hurt in the first round versus Miami. And so he's been, toughing it out. He's going to try to tough it out tonight. So kudos to him for trying to do that. Much respect to him for that. Let's see if I can see the name of the injury. What they're going to say. Okay, so Porzingis has a torn medial retinaculum, which is the dislocation of the posterior tibialis tendon in his left leg. Yeah, okay, so that's a pretty serious leg injury. He's a big man, so that's key. So again, kudos to him for trying to tough it out and play at the highest stage. Nobody's ever going to question his commitment to the game, so that's good there. So I think he'll give him some minutes and some stretches there. Or he might do what that one guy did for I think it was David Lee for Golden State. I don't know if you guys remember that in 2015 or 14. I think it was one of those years. I want to say it's 14 or 15 playoffs. He had a pretty serious injury, and he definitely couldn't play. But he was out there warming up and practicing. I think that just gave his team a kind of boost. I could see Porzingis doing that. Most recently, I can't think of it. It happened recently again. I think it was Purdue basketball. Robbie Hummel had a serious injury, and he was out there warming up and he couldn't play. Or even this playoffs, OG Anunoby for the Knicks had that hamstring injury, and he did suit up and try to play and only lasted a few minutes, just tried to tough it out. So something about doing that. Maybe it's just sports, maybe it's masculinity, just empowering to see, in a sense, somebody just toughing it out, giving it all. It's definitely masculinity or sports or heck, anime. If you watch anime, I've seen that with like Dragon Ball Z, some of those characters. So there's just some symbolism there, so that's good. And besides the NBA finals, which are on their last leg, this is probably the last week of the games. I guess I should say the schedule. If Dallas does win tonight and extend the series, game 6 would be the 20th, which would be Thursday. And then if Dallas won game 6 and forced a game 7, that will be the 23rd, which should be Sunday. I do plan to go live next week. I might push it back till Thursday, the NBA draft. I want to do something for the NBA draft because that's right around the corner. So I could definitely see this series going a little longer. The NBA will love the series to go a little longer too. Just if the series concluded Sunday, game 7, if Dallas somehow managed to force a game 7, and then the draft was that Thursday, that would just be still be talking about basketball, NBA finals, NBA up, NBA draft. And what have we been talking about? Where's Bronny James going? Because that's the only draft player that they've talked about really so far. So I could definitely see this. I want the series to just go longer just for me from a sports fan, because if it ends tonight, I don't have basketball really to Summer League. I have been tuning in some WNBA. And I do want to take this time to say, if NBA basketball is not your thing, we do cover other sports on For Frequency's sake. We cover wrestling, we cover women's WNBA, baseball, soccer, football, NFL, collegiate sports, I believe, as well. Just check out our network. We got some great content for you guys. If you're just a sports fan, we have something for you in our channel, so definitely check it out. And I think I'm going to call it there for the night, guys. I want to get ready. I really want to watch this game and tune into this game. I'm really excited about it. But yeah, you're going to see me next week one way or another. Thank you for joining for another edition of Points in the Paint. I'm Sam Well, and I am signing out. Peace.